Dude, why does it keep giving me this pop-up, bro? Fuck Streamlabs, bro. Fuck Streams. Why would anybody pay for the premium of the service? You use OBS. We already have all my shit set up. And OBS is complicated. I mean, it's the same shit, but it doesn't look pretty. And I like pretty looking software. I don't give a fuck if it breaks every now and then. Hence why I use FL Studio. What the? Dude, it just resized to my other monitor. So weird. What's it doing? No, Streamlabs is so funny. I have to test my FPS. I'm just gonna genuinely put this kit in a backpack. I'm gonna run it. Duffel bag. Man, close all this shit. What? 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 Holy shit, what am I doing? Dude, what is happening? And why can't I? Because it's an Uzi? Like, I'm so confused. Like, what? Why do I have to do that to that Uzi? That Uzi specifically, why do I have to just tear that whole bitch apart? It takes up so much space. That's just crazy. And then, bad boy. Just run the mask. I don't give a fuck about the mask. I'm going to streets to see how much FPS I'm getting. Because I just changed my settings to like high shit, and then I'm also just streaming to see if my computer can handle intense load as such. Man, no chat, man. Shit sucks, man. Gotta bring this bitch up, though. Chat, man. Shit sucks.
Hey, you! F. Oh my God! Can you die? Ah!
Dude, where was that Jason video? Where the fuck? No, where the fuck?
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Jason Goes to Hell, the so-called Final Friday, released in 1993.
Friday 8 caused Paramount to give up on Jason, and they sold the Jason rights to New Line Cinema, but not the Friday the 13th name. That's why the New Line Cinema films are kind of their own semi-separate Jason series. This change in ownership lured back Friday's creator Sean S. Cunningham after more than a decade away from the property. Cunningham came back to produce
It's 3-minute queue time right now.
but
It's
since
gonna be like a
Wes Craven
2:45,
just
but
announced
yeah.
his plans to make New Nightmare, New Line told him to cool his jets. Jason Goes to Hell was made in the meantime to keep the character character fresh in people's minds. Cunningham hired Adam Marcus to direct, a 23-year-old recent NYU grad who had never made a feature before.
So why'd he hire him?
Well, Marcus had written another script Cunningham was able to sell to Disney.
Your 90
but perhaps
FPS
more
loading in.
importantly, he was childhood friends
1
with
FPS low.
Shaw Cole.
God damn.
Marcus had known Cunningham since he was a child and considered
God, 1 FPS low. It's the worst. No gun, but I could probably find a gun in Streets of Tarkov. It's decent enough that I could probably find a gun. 15 FPS, 18 FPS. 22, 37. Dude, it is. It's 50. It's getting there. 51, 53. Dude, the lows are probably gonna be bad though. Like when I get on Main Street, it's gonna be terrible. Dude, I love the look of the game though. It looks so good. It looks so good. Dude, it actually looks so good though. These settings on other maps might be fine. I mean, I'm getting playable FPS. It's not like the worst. It's not the worst thing imaginable. Dude, I wish this was a vaultable window. Always good on here because it loads like 4 different load zones, I swear. I swear it'd be loading 6 different load zones. I swear. I swear. Dabba da dee da, dabba da dee da. Run. Oh shit, oh shit, oh. Ah, my leggies. Ow, my legs. Oh no, better not heal out in the open. Oh no, better not heal out in the open. Dude, I'm actually getting playable FPS. I'm not even mad at this FPS. Dude, I might just run shadows on low and call it a day. Or I could run DLSS, to be honest, with these settings. Oh, this no good. Oh, this no good. Out of stamina, this no good. He don't see me, he don't see me. Trust, he don't see me. We run, we jump. We duck. We run, we jump, we duck. And we're surviving on streets. We're doing it somehow. Run. Absolutely nothing in here but safety. Safety with the scav and safety with just the corner. Can I run DLSS mid-match? I'm pretty sure I can. Keep it on TLA, hey high, run it bitch on balance. Yep. PC'd. Game feels better. Game actually feels better though. Where's this guy at? Where'd this guy be? Nope. No way in hell I'm killing this gap though. That's for sure. Hey, there's that scav. Bodies. Yeah, I knew he was gonna take a shot. This little cheeky bugger. This cheeky bugger. Hello, sir. I have a knife. I have a knife, and that's all I have, and I'm not joking. Okay, thank you so much. Well, that's about how Streets Tarkov goes. No one's gonna trust you. I did hear those guys. With no headset, by the way. That's kind of awesome.
Him a surrogate dad.
I watched a lot of interviews with Adam Marcus during my research, and he's definitely an energetic cinema fan who meant well making this movie.
I like his enthusiasm and his intentions, but I think they were incorporated into a bad screenplay. It was Marcus's idea for Jason to possess different bodies throughout the film, and if A New Beginning taught us anything, it's that fans love
800
when Jason's
hours,
not the killer.
but he did not
Marcus
trust me
intentionally made him
one
look
bit.
different from all the Friday films before it. He added supernatural elements and Jason mythology that he hoped would retcon some of the franchise's inconsistencies. I think most people would say they actually just complicated things, and that they don't make a lot of sense. Then again, Marcus points out that Jason was a zombie who used to be a dead swampy boy.
We didn't make any sense? Have you watched the other films?
I appreciate that he tried something different, and the movie isn't as boring as some of the other installments. Plus, it's got cool effects work, and I love a bunch of the side characters. But none of that makes up for the movie's utterly incoherent structure. This thing started with an oversized script and went through tons of recuts and reshoots. In the end, it resulted in a film that feels downright janky sometimes. The movie is slightly better if you watch the unrated version, but I've decided to use the theatrical cut when it comes to the kills and their timing. Theatrical versions have become the standard for kill counts, and I want to keep things on an even playing field. The unrated version doesn't add any depth or clarity, just a bunch more nudity and amazing gore. Seriously, most kills are way better in it, so seek it out if you like good practical effects. As for this video, even the theatrical version's got plenty that YouTube's not gonna like.
It's gonna be a real joy to count.
Will be slightly covered thanks to today's sponsor, Raycon earbuds. Raycons are essential to the Dead Meat household, especially right now during our busiest time of the year. Raycon's premium sound quality helps us block out the bad vibes and focus on the good. We use them to listen to relaxing soundscapes in comfort thanks to their optimized gel tips. The new everyday earbuds have an improved feel that fit and adjust perfectly to my ear holes. And using them is so simple thanks to their reliable Bluetooth pairing and 32 hours of playback capability with their included charging case. They also work for phone calls, so I don't even need to take them out when it's time to switch modes. You know, getting back to business! Raycons start at half the price of other premium audio brands and have a 45-day happiness guarantee. You can get 15% off your order if you go to buyraycon.com/deadmeat today. That's buyraycon.com/deadmeat for 15% off your Raycon order today. In a movie that many consider the worst of the franchise, will there be any kills worth counting? Let's find out and get to that. The movie begins with two credits, a new one and an old one. We're back at Crystal Lake, wouldn't you gosh darn know it, at a cabin made out of Lincoln logs. There, we have a lady dressed like a character from Hey Arnold. Not for long, because it's time to get naked. And naked lady flesh is a surefire way to bring Jason Voorhees around. Gotta keep them clothes on at Crystal Lake, lady, or else you get the J-Man. She runs away in the world's most secure bath towel, Jason lumbering after her, wispy hairs blowing in the wind. Writer-director Adam Marcus wanted this opening to be as trope-filled as possible to pull the rug out from the audience. Because turns out that naked lady body was a trap. Jason's been lured into the middle of a federal firing squad, which makes sense. This dude is killed a lot of people by now. The number of shooters borders on parody, as does Jason's silly grunting.
Rebiner
Marcus
sucks.
himself. Yes, J-Man made noises in part 3 and in the final chapter. But he's never sounded like this before. Since this loud mofo is #NotTheirJason, the troops throw a grenade and blow the big man up with an explosion. And yeah, weird magic will kind of bring him back to life later, but this physical form of his has been destroyed, so on to the count he goes. Does that make sense to you?
I don't think so.
Well, I do, Woodsy Cowboy, and it's my show.
The Microsoft Word Art opening credits come at us with bursts of MIDI. Interspersed is a coroner dictating his analysis of Jason's body.
My professional.
Jason's heart, covered in black blood, begins to beat, and Phil the coroner can't seem to stop it, not even when he uses the force. The power of heart compels him to start eating it. This thing was made of gelatin and filled with grape jelly, but man, it looks a lot grosser than that. I mean, I know there's the trope of horror coroners always eating, but not like this, Phil. Not like this. Oh, dude, it's giving you cramps already. And Souls? What are those, souls flying into you? One soul? Man. His assistant walks in, played by Dean Lorey, who co-wrote this screenplay with Adam Marcus. Lorey also co-wrote Major Pain, okay, and co-created that Harley Quinn show that looks funny and Venture Bros-esque. For this small role, Lorey wrote himself some juicy Jason Hayton dialogue. With the J-Man spirit inside of Phil the Coroner, he says he will not suck it. Instead, he sticks a probe into the back of this guy's neck. God, I love his face coming out of that metal grate. Beautiful. Not Jason here's more Jason Hayton from Kane Hodder, who's Jason, but who's not Jason right now. He's also not Jason. He's just a mean security guard.
You want nothing but a big old pussy anyway.
That gets Kane and his fellow security guard killed, and their dead bloody bodies are shown on the news? What? Also, how did the news get footage of these two guys like this? When and why would these have been recorded? In Crystal Lake, Jason's death is celebrated and commercialized at a local diner full of local characters. Marcus wanted non-teenage characters living normal lives interrupted by Jason, and to make them likable enough that you'd root for them to succeed, not just die.
That's what his cast succeeded. We just gets opposition from Men in Black, who says Jason's not fully dead. This is Bounty Hunter Creighton 2, a highlight of the film, even though he's got a weird word association thing going on. Stephen Williams is great as Creighton Duke, and said he'd only do the role just like a cowboy. Duke's a different character actor too. When he was a cop in the Blues Brothers to being Mike's grandpa picked. His character is an exposition machine, telling us all the new Jason facts that are suddenly canon, like how Jason's spirit has other bodies, how this dynamic has this. We don't know. I've seen some places say Jason and Diana share Elias as a father, that unmet character who was almost included in the end of Jason Lives, but Marcus Diana as the mother. Talking about her now, just so you don't get confused. Jessica has a new baby named Stephen. Jessica's ex-husband, Stephen. Diana This movie sucks at introducing its characters, but to Adam Marcus' credit, there are deliberate scenes that do a better job. Screenplay to begin with probably would have helped. And stronger direction might have created what has Stephen here. Stripping down to give this series a rare taste of man-ass.
I'm gonna make the first one of these where there's as many naked men as there are naked women. Let's even the score. Something for the ladies.
As the couple hops inside the tent of penetration, third wheel Alexis goes for a wee in the woods. Still Jason appears and slashes her to death with a scalpel. We see her body a little bit later, standing against a tree. Meanwhile, Deborah and Luke get busy in a scene that had to have been awkward to shoot. Actors Michael B. Silver and Michelle Clooney had been dating and recently broke up, and now they had to do a sexy scene with both of them completely naked. I mean, this sex scene is outrageous, especially in the director's cut. Phil Jason cuts it short by cutting into Deborah with a fence post and splitting her in half vertically. Its version in the director screams at the site before being killed off screen. For that shot of his face, they sprayed fake blood at him with a fire extinguisher. This whole animal scene was added after the test. Marcus, the movie needed to feel more like a Friday the 13th, so he reluctantly added some funny teens dying, but refused to imply that sex one before. real Jason straps Deputy Josh down on a table in the newly existing Voorhees family home. So new to the series, they didn't even spell the name. Phil, Jason, Steve, and Josh, however, it's kind of weird and kind of sexy. Marcus and
Race, creed, sexual orientation.
sold to Josh off screen with the whole count a person is dead.
But doing it when Jason's done with their bodies makes it easier for me. Just let me have that, okay?
Marcus says he has a body farm because of restrictions imposed by Sean Cunningham.
Get the hockey mask out of the movie. I'll let you write and direct it.
It's a claim he's repeated often,
Want that damn hockey mask out of the movie.
even though Cunningham denies having ever said that. In any case, the lack of real-life Jason is an issue for many fans, and was an issue for Kane Hodder as well. By now, after she sees who he really is, she takes out a handgun and shoots Josh Jason in the head with it. Damn, Diana, you ain't fucking around. But of course, Josh Jason recovers and tries to slip Diana the old mouth slug. Oh man, what the fuck? Steven gets to her place and leaps to the rescue like the unassuming badass he is. Though he can't stop Josh Jason from throwing a knife sharpener. Landon shows up. Since Josh's body hit Mikey My and said goodbye-bye, Steven's in a heap of trouble. He's put in a jail cell by his buddy it makes no fucking sense. Just like a lot. Duke tells Steven more new Jason rules.
In a Voorhees was he born. Through a Voorhees may he be reborn. And only by the hands of a Voorhees will he die.
It's in this scene we learn that Diana was Jason's half-sister, and with her dead, the only other Voorhees one of their bodies to be reborn completely. The ones he's using now are temporary and will break down. The only way to stop him for good is for a Voorhees to destroy his heart. Knowing he has to convince his ex-girlfriend to go kill Jason Bourne, Steven uses his While she deals with the police, baby Stephanie is cared for by Vicky, a waitress at the diner Diana worked at. They were friends. The diner is owned by Joey B and staffed by her family, husband Shelby and son Ward. She's strict about her establishment.
What the fuck is that?
It's Jessica's baby.
Get it the fuck out. This is a restaurant, not a fucking nursery.
I love Joey and Shelby. Joey's played by Rusty Schwimmer, who was in Candyman as a cop and the Doppler Experiment as a sweet secretary. Shelby is played by Leslie Jordan, who's the diminutive actress in 10th Street. He's in lots of stuff, including originally Joey was swapped the roles when he cast the two wonderful a lot of the dialogue. Genial set. So he was open. Called him generous. There were some disputes between Marcus and Jessica's actor Carrie Keegan over on-screen nudity and an incident where Keegan sprained her neck.
The animosity was so severe, Sean Cunningham arguments to truth and miscommunication.
Steven sneaks into the back off to the Voorhees house. If Michael and Freddy can have houses, then Jason should too. And honestly, it's not a bad house. The interior could use a little work, but check out what's inside. It's the motherfucking comic con. Calm down though. This ain't a secret Evil Dead movie, as much as Marcus would have liked it to be.
I wanted to make
Set of Army of darkness. Marcus wanted to suggest Pamela Voorhees use the Necronomicon to bring that swampy boy back from the dead. That would make Jason a Deadite, but, like, come on, that's not canon, is it?
No, it is canon. It's in Friday the 13th. Sorry, I made one of those movies.
Introducing characters. Steven learns that Robert's using Jessica for a story about the Voorheeses, and turns out this dude will do a lot to make his story sensational.
Last night, I saw Diana's body, and I hid it in the closet.
Amazing shots, even in the theatrical version. That jaw! God, I love this Hellraiser looking shit. This movie's impressive effects were like K&B. Nicotero and Howard Berger.
They were excited to do Jason.
To slug her down so he can be reborn, Steven shows up to save and subsequently kidnap Jessica. He just broke his toe by throwing a flashlight on it. On his way out, Steven runs over the man who looks like Jessica's boyfriend, which will surely win her over to his side. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. Though he tries to explain, Jessica wisely kicks his ass out of the car. I mean, sure, she might be wrong here, but like 99% of the time, this was the right move to make. She goes to the police and they send dipshit Randy to pick up Steven. They have a kind of fun, kind of friendly boy fight together that ultimately ends in a stalemate.
I got a gun. Fuck that.
It also gives Randy another chance to act fucking weird.
Totally wrecked Jessica.
Randy's weird ass can take Steven into the police station. Robert Jason gets there, ready to kick down some doors and ass. He attacks a cop while Marcus pays homage to Officer Ryan with a simple head bash. Robert Jason knocks out Sheriff Landis and pursues Jessica to steal his cups and another stolen pop gun to put Robert Jason down with a couple of rounds. Steven and Jessica get out of there, and before Robert Jason follows, he scores a couple more kills. Director Adam Marcus do clotheslines in order to get out of his cell. Jessica and Steven get to Joey's diner where she's He kills Ward by holding her baby. Not sure you want this guy holding your kid.
A little girl in a pink dress, sticking a hot dog.
Remember that shit? tells Jessica. Jessica's knife, but he had it coming. He had it coming all along. Then Randy is revealed to be the one who's full of Jason, even though we just saw him talk.
Get the hell away from her, Ed!
Yep, that was Jason. Now he's trying to spit a slug into this baby's mouth. Great. But thankfully, Steven comes in and stops him by hacking his head off with a machete. Then, Jason solo whatever shoulders out of his neck. I never thought we'd see Jason's spirit manifested as an alien kind of lizard thing, but here we are, folks. Possibly a new peak weirdness in the series. And no cheeky reference. That's tough for it, honestly. Not when you've got Jason Lizard going up dead latency Duke reveals one final last minute. Was downstairs. Guess who's home? Finally, looking like himself again. Or at least like himself in this movie. K&B designed this much more lumpy Jason. Became hotter to wear. Previously, he could remove the mask between takes. With this makeup, he was stuck with his face covered all the time. Duke tries to... out in 1993 and was actually the final Friday when I first got into horror movies. I made my dad take my friends and I to the theater to see Jason X when it came out. A
at that next week, but until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count.
Growing up can be a real drag. Yes, it's a bear. I know it looks like a dog.
I love dogs.
Or a rabbit, but it's a bear. A ferocious bear who will maim.
Sorry, I meant mentally untouchable, degenerate, who keeps surprising people with just how low he can go. And despite him vehemently denying that he is a lol cow,
I'm not no motherfucking LOL cow, whatever the fuck it's called.
his constant interactions with and crash outs about detractors,
I don't have to prove a motherfucking thing to you broke ass niggas.
as well as his dedicated trolls exposing each new development in his sad life, have long established him as having that status.
Bro, the way people talk about him online, you would think this dude has millions of subscribers or has tens of thousands of live viewers.
ago, I covered Dale's career and controversies, including many instances that contributed to the garnering of his loyal troll following. In that video, I went through an interview that had somewhat recently come out from No Jumper, in which Dale claims that many of these moments in his life were simply due to an act he put on to become famous, and that he was, in many ways, moving on from this persona. And since then, many things have come to light that have pretty much definitively confirmed that this was, well, a crock of shit. I'm sure many of those who watched that interview or my video would have been able to see that even back then.
Wait, he laughed at a veteran who ended his life? What? I don't get it. He's just as toxic as he used to be. He's trying to stay out of Twitch ban land. He's a dreadful dude. You're lying if you think he's calmed down.
But I guess it didn't hurt to have a little optimism. Unfortunately though, since then many things have come to light, including the alleged grooming of one of his long-term girlfriends, refusing to raise or pay child support for his daughter, being in mountains of debt, and having a restraining order against him for domestic abuse. Things that, even if you didn't have a problem with his former controversies online, are real-world instances that make it undeniable that he's a terrible person. And thanks to the large number of extremely persistent and perceptive trolls following his every move, Dale is now going viral once again as people antagonize him with real-time debt counters, Section 8 fit checks, and constant
Bro, how do you know? This is Section 8 fake. Bro, how do you know? Like, how do people know this stuff?
reminders of his many failures. So let's go through these instances and explore just how Dale has left behind his old character and truly embraced the new and improved low-tier god.
I'm an alien. I don't have human emotion. You guys are gonna witness me fake it. See, humans can't relate to somebody who's not human.
Just a disclaimer, many of the things covered in this video are speculative and or alleged, and the purpose of this video is simply to compile significant developments in Dale's story since I last covered him. Alright, let's go. Now, as anyone who knows anything about low-tier god would know, he is extremely insecure about his age.
How old are you now?
How old do you think I am?
29.
Let's go with it.
38?
Nigga, I'm not 38.
God damn.
Wait, you like 40 though, right? 32, 30?
I'm 50, nigga.
And this could be for many reasons, such as that he's ashamed of constantly raging at video games.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. For almost being 40, he looks good. No, yeah, 19. Alexa, how old would somebody be if they're born November 19th, 1984?
They would be 41 years old.
Whoa! He's 41? Yo, I'm not gonna like. He looks good for 41.
As we also know, thanks to a video by Shang Tsung, who was born in 1984, we're only to what the kids would refer to as drunk status, or depending on your generation, an old head. These are pretty decent reasons to be insecure about his age, but as many have pointed out, he actually looks pretty good for being in his 40s. Very soon after I made my first video on Dale, Shang Tsung would drop another expose, elaborating on this possible other reason, which is that he doesn't want people to know the age gap between him and one of his girlfriends, who I've seen referred to as multiple names, and I'm not sure which is right, so I'm just going to refer to her as A. The beginning of the video recounts Dale's relationship with her, including several moments of him becoming aggressive with her.
I swear to God.
And initially culminating in them he chose to miss without her. This transitions into the period in which Dale began to disparage A on stream, as well as when he claimed he no longer believed in love, and started to say all that red pill shit I went over before, like how a man has to get 50 bodies before getting married or something.
I'm literally a mutant. I'm an alien. I don't have human emotion. Now, you guys are gonna witness me fake it. You're going to. See, humans can't relate to somebody who's not human.
He also called her new boyfriend old, which interestingly enough led to the first indication of his true age, as it turns out that he and her new boyfriend were exactly the same age. Embarrassing. Anyway, this is when A would make a birthday post showing that she was turning 25. Now, using the information provided when they previously mentioned their 4-year anniversary, trolls such as Simp Felon, nice name, were able to extrapolate that when they started dating, Dale would have been 29 and A would have allegedly been 17.
That's why that's why everybody says she was 17. That it makes sense. I would see it, but like I didn't understand it. Yo, if that's true, that is disgusting. If it's true, 29-year-old man. Yo, hey, but I mean, there's another person I know. Freaking what's his name? Hollow's friend Jeff. He's 31, freaking messing with an 18-year-old. Now, did he mess with anybody younger? I don't know. But I mean, hey, shit, if you can go 18, like, let's be honest, bro. Like, what's gonna stop you from going 17? Allegedly.
Leading to the origins of the grooming claims. However, Chang Sung points out that their quote-unquote anniversary was actually the day that they met, not the day they started dating. He also noticed that in the entire video, which was a mukbang vlog, there are only 2 cuts. One where she recounts when they met, and one when she is saying that she could have destroyed him.
It wasn't our anniversary, it was the day we met. Every time that day comes around,
Wow.
I wanted to destroy this man.
Yeah.
But
Almost did too, but
when? Please.
Wow.
Please.
So the only cuts he made in the mukbang was where she's talking about when they met. Wow.
How you gonna tell me like on stream how people would be like, he told her to shut the f up?
Now, these cuts and the circumstances, with the age of consent being 18 years old, led Chang Sung to speculate that they could have made their anniversary up as the day they met to cover up that they actually did date then. But either way, it is evidence that they met then and would later date. I will say that the anniversary being known as the day they met is an interesting choice, especially considering, as is pointed out, that they mention this odd detail so many times.
Anyways, it wasn't our anniversary, it was the day we met.
Topping all this off, Chang Sung also points to this Instagram story made by A, which definitely could add to mounting suspicions.
I don't know what high school girl under 18 needs to hear this, but that grown man doesn't think you're mature for your age. Women his age just see the bum in him, and he's a predator. Tell on him. Wish I knew this earlier. Oh my god.
There's a lot more information in this video, but I just wanted to cover the A grooming allegations, so definitely check it out if you wanted to see everything there. Now on to something Low Tier God is also insecure about, but probably for much more obvious reasons, his debt. I've been seeing a ton of Section 8 jokes, a ton of references about being in debt, and for these there's definitely seeing a ton of Section 8 jokes, a ton of references
The dastardly.
about being in debt, and for these there's definitely a lot of pushback from the mentally untouchable God himself.
if you think I'm gonna be one of those dumbass niggas that try to live in a lavish apartment before getting a home, you're dumb. I'm not a typical black, you worthless dumbass. I'm not gonna flat out tell you dumb niggas that's in here trying to hate watch. But are you stupid niggas paying attention? I don't have to prove a motherfucking thing to you broke ass niggas.
First off, referencing those who claim he is living in Section 8 housing, I've seen conflicting information about this and wouldn't want to dox his address either. For those who don't know, Section 8 housing is a housing program for struggling low-income families and provides rent assistance. I've seen a lot of people claiming Dale uses this program, as well
Yo,
as
high tier God, thank you for the gifted.
low-income housing for those who make less than $50,000 a year. And while the memes and jokes regarding this are certainly funny, I don't want to engage in unnecessary speculation or doxing. However, what seems to have been a more concrete discovery came when trolls hacked into Dale's bank and leaked what is allegedly his credit report. And this is where we find some very interesting information.
So the debt counter is real. That is, oh my god, this is so stupid.
About this financial genius.
The moon landing was fake. No, what happened with the moon is we went one time, we was fucking with it too much, and the creator, or the beings that work for the creator, said you guys aren't allowed back. You're trying to drill into this megastructure, which the moon is actually a megastructure. That's why we haven't went back. The moon is a megastructure. The moon is not an actual moon. It's a megastructure. Inside of it is all the shit. It's a giant satellite. Inside of the moon is all the shit that controls the currents on Earth, the gravity.
The main out.
What the? I bet his password was the moon is a megastructure. Wait, Dale's dead. Wait, they made an itemized report about. Yo, this is crazy. This is no. They made an itemized report about his death. No, I see why. No, this is horrible.
Outstanding detail is the considerable amount of debt, coming in at over $120,000. If this is to be taken as the truth, he's even more similar to Darkside Phil than everyone initially expected. And of course, this gave way to the classic debt counters and people constantly clowning on him for his poor financial decisions, in response to which he basically just calls them all broke and unemployed.
So guarantee somebody calling me a broke ass bum? I've seen your pics. Your hat don't cost more than the whole outfit.
But another very interesting detail was allegedly spotted on this credit report, and that is a payment for something extremely concerning.
Deadbeat by daylight!
Now, we all know that Dale would be a really great parent.
You want to see what I found? Would that be funny? You want to eat my pussy? Will you show me how to use it?
Wait, what?
Would that be funny?
Dale would be a really great
What?
parent.
You want to see what I found? Would that be funny? You want to eat my pussy?
How would that be funny? How? Oh my gosh.
Will you show me how to use it? I couldn't find any bullets. Sorry, we don't. If something's wrong, I should know. What if I have to use one?
Yo, that's so
And
weird.
if he ever gets to his goal
What did he say?
of 50 bodies, there would be no better choice of father to entrust a child with. And he can finally get that professional athlete he's been talking about, which is, of course, the only thing a dad is there for.
If you're 6'7" and you're not a professional athlete, your parents were just garbage parents.
But with some indications of a possible child support payment being seen in Dale's credit report, trolls began to dig deeper, with one known as Meth Bear on Twitter eventually finding this, an alleged form showing that he was required to pay child support for a daughter born in 2014.
This man Dale has a 10-year-old daughter. And if you have been trolling Dale and following behind this man...
Bro, you're telling... Oh my gosh, they Pusha T'd Dale and found out how much he has to pay. May I never get hate like this. May I be a good person for the rest of I do not want hate like this ever in my life. What the
And you would know some of the
Blood,
shit
thank you
that
for the
he said
sub.
about having a daughter.
Dale has denied this to mixed response. And I mean, who knows? Trolls are accusing him of being a deadbeat dad. That seems pretty pessimistic, right? Maybe he'd pull it together and come around to be a great parent.
Ask you guys a question. How many of us in our life with intentions of having a child? Yeah, I've never like, damn, I want to create a baby with this bitch. Oh, with some music in the background, like. I'm not trying to smash to get you pregnant, so yes, I believe in ABs. I also think that there should be a new law that says, let's just say if we smash and you get pregnant, there should be a new law that says if we don't collectively agree that we both want this child, then I should sign up our rights that legally you can't do anything. Like,
life, you have to pay child support. I think that's, bro, that's whack, bro. I should be able to splurge my fees wherever I want. Oh, that's whack.
How the f does that make sense? Like, I literally smashed you for sex.
Total lack of accountability here from this 40-year-old man. Just wrap it up. What? So as expected, this spawned yet another wave of relentless criticism, with the trolls determined yet again not to let Dale forget about this.
This is not unbelievable. I've actually wished to send me a shit pic before. But, no. What? I did that because I thought she was, I was like, I was like, this bitch is so sexy, there's no way she dookies. So she was like, my stomach hurts, blah, blah, blah. I was like, let me get a picture of it.
I mean, at least for me, when I search up deadbeat on TikTok, low tier god is the only thing that comes up.
Wait, really? You know what? Hold up, Chad. Deadbeat.
Dale has been known to get aggressive with his female partners on stream in the past, whether it is looking at them threateningly or shouting at them.
Bro, dude named Big Daddy donated $2 to be like, mute the mic, dog, mute the mic, man. Mute your mic, dog. Big Daddy, mute your mic, please. High tier God, thank you for this.
Records of litigation against him due to fear of abuse date back to at least 2005. This also goes to show that despite Dale claiming that his persona was what caused him to rage constantly on stream, he clearly has issues with his temper when he knows that. And it's only 2 decades in
saying something to say some shit. So if I do it now, it's more so just for entertainment. Like, and people say shit I like just for wild factor and nostalgia, I'll just pick something out and say something. That's basically it.
Where are you?
Сука, пидоры покоцали меня!
Bruh. Bruh.
But everything, I used to respond to every fucking thing. That's where the clips came from.
The fact that Dale has consistently maintained that his behavior is all an act, and even gone as far as to blatantly lie about not having personality issues that he clearly has, as well as lie about his age, lie about his financial position, and constantly antagonize anyone trying to get at the truth, are reflective on the trolls who in turn go to extreme lengths to leave no stone unturned.
I killed him too, that's so sad.
At times, and certainly do not let anything get past them. Everything can become an insult, a reference to his failures, and definitely a pun based on his apparent depth.
The trolls named this shit Nightmare on Section 8. Them boys are relentless. Like, if I ever get a hate base even a quarter as big as LTG's, I'm leaving the internet for good.
Although sometimes he doesn't even really make it that hard for them to get ammunition.
Throughout some point in time of this live stream, I would like to attempt to get sturdy.
It's especially embarrassing when you sum up that Dale is basically 40 and he's getting sturdy while dressed up as Jeffrey Dahmer. Tell me this isn't Dale's most pitiful moment. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I do think it is very important to keep Dale accountable and to not let anyone forget the things he's done. And if it takes keeping alive—
Bro, chat. Bro. Why you guys are spamming L Alex? We already talked about Alex in the last